1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
And so I think he put himself about. Anyway, I thought he was. It sounds the wrong thing to say. I thought he was a bit too good, a bit too early to be going to Saudi, where there's not the competition, there's not the competitive leagues like we have around Europe. But so again, when he came back, I wasn't wholly surprised. As you say, it may have been to Fenerbahce. So put him in the French team. I absolutely think that makes sense. I'm sure he's this side of 35. I'm sure he will be. And to me, anybody up to that age, and if you're a goalkeeper, you can be over 40, let's face it, and still be an international. But up to 35, 36, I would think you can still play for your country if you've got the extra special quality. I don't think most guys would make it because they all lose a couple of yards of pace, and that's a bit of a killer when it comes to top level football.
Well, yeah.
So, but I think in his case as a midfielder, he's just got that almost ghosting ability to be in different places, but also controlling a lot of the game, a bit like Fernandes does for Manchester United. So yeah, I think if they want to put him in the French team, I reckon he'll be a very good, if ultimately a squad player, that if he's not quite up to starting the games. But my own view is he was good enough to play from the start. And I'm sure France will be a tough game, a tough match to have in your group or whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah. France has always been, a good team. Let's put it that way. They've always been a good team, whether in the Euros or in the world. They've always been a good. Sorry about this.
All right.
Yeah, so they've always been a good team. So yeah, he'll be a great asset or great addition to this French team. Now, this one is Ruud Gullit. I think he used to play for. Well, he did play for Netherlands, didn't he? It was yeah. Now here's what he said about the Premier League. I think it was about a match between Arsenal and Chelsea, and he said, "What a terrible game! They were just trying to force corners and throw-ins." And I believe we've talked about Arne Slot, which we'll come to in a minute. Arne Slot was saying about the game not being as entertaining, and I think you said it was entertaining. He said the game was entertaining to watch, and you said it was entertaining, but I took a different stance on that. So I thought it could be more entertaining in the Premier League. But anyway, we'll come to that in a minute. But Ruud Gullit, and I think he was talking about, or he must have been talking about the FA Cup tie, or maybe the Premier League, because they played an FA Cup tie, Arsenal and Chelsea, and then they played the Premier League. But actually, he did say Premier League in here. Now, it's too far back to remember, but he's talking about throw-ins, forcing the throw-in, and corners. So obviously, put 2 and 2 together, he's talking about set pieces. Agree? Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, I'm just looking. I mean, Arsenal beat Chelsea on Sunday, didn't they? Was that the game he was talking about?
Yeah, I think that's the one he was talking about. Yeah.
Arsenal won 2-1, didn't they? And I mean, I watched the game. I think probably it was a fair result. I think Arsenal are, as we've said before, a very good team at the moment. They seem to be firing on their.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
Team at the moment, they seem to be firing on their various cylinders. Chelsea, I think, are a good side, but not quite up to Arsenal's level. It was a good, tough local derby, I guess. I don't think if Hullet said it was, did you say boring? Is that what he said?
Yeah, so he said, what a terrible game. They were just trying to force corners and throw-ins. So he described it as a terrible game.
Well, again, I don't know. I mean, we all view these things differently. It can be chalk and cheese, can't it? But I always quite enjoy watching derbies anyway. There's always a bit more bite about them, a bit of more effort goes into it. And I think Arsenal-Chelsea were a good example of that. Arsenal are doing very well. They're still in the frame for winning the league, although Manchester City have only got to win every one of their last games, which includes a home game with Arsenal, and they'll win the title. So it's for Manchester City to lose. But having said that, there's quite a few games to go. Arsenal are on a pretty good run, although City are as well, you could argue. But I think, Arsenal, I think it'd be good. We've said this before, I think. It'd probably be quite good for the league, for football, if a team other than Manchester City or Liverpool actually won it. You know, we're due another team coming in, and Arteta hasn't really won anything in his 5 or 6 years. So you never know if they don't win it this time, having been runners-up, I think, the last 4 times. He could be, it sounds a bit fanciful, but he could be for the job. Any manager would be if he goes on and doesn't really win anything. So, I have a feeling Arsenal will win it, because I think the pendulum has swung to them, and I think they could even go up to the Etihad and win when that game is played. So, but as for the Arsenal-Chelsea game, as I say, I watched it, and I don't remember thinking afterwards, well, that was a couple of hours I won't get back. To me, Premier League games generally, particularly the higher teams, but generally are good games to watch. Okay, if you get one side predominantly, as they say, parking the bus, a very low block, you've got to break it down. That can become tedious. And what I don't like in football games these days, and you see quite a lot of it, is when it comes out of defence or whatever, and then the back 4, the back 3, they'll be walking. And of course, nowadays, very often the attacking side or their opponents, they won't come and try and get the ball, because in a way, it's a bit like the goalkeepers who do that. They come outside the area and they tempt or tease an attacker to come and try and get the ball, and then they'll simply pass it to one of the people waiting on them.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on